What's going on, everybody? My name is Drake. I'm with Ground Zero Online Training, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about 3 flexibility standards that I think all runners, cardio athletes, and the everyday person should be able to achieve. Before we get started, if you guys enjoy learning more about flexibility, strengthening, mobility, or just movement and fitness in general, make sure to subscribe below or follow my Instagram for a lot more content. When we're talking about flexibility standards, basically what I mean by that is it's a certain measurement of range of motion through particular joints that I think everybody should be able to do, especially if you are going to be putting your body through some high stress, high impact sports like basketball, running, cardio, cycling, anything like that, which could take a toll on you from very small ranges of motion that you're continually going through. Does everybody need to be able to do these 3 flexibility standards? I would lean towards saying yes personally, because I think that the 3 standards that I'm going to go over are not so incredibly difficult that you're really going to be turning into a gymnast or a dancer and be doing the splits. But they are fundamental movements that I think most people should be able to do, and I will dive into why I put them on this list with each one as we go through it. So when we're looking at repetitive movements and motions that we go through when we are doing things like running, cycling, or other impact sports, one thing that we really want to address is the ranges of motion that these don't target or don't fully get you into. Non-ironically, this also correlates with people who sit a lot or are very sedentary. So these same standards can apply to someone who is not very active at all. The first one that we're going to be looking at is called a seated SISA position or a tibialis stretch. The reason that I chose a SISA position as the first of our flexibility standards is because it challenges our foot and ankle mobility as well as our full knee flexion. So this is going to stretch things like the tibialis, the muscles in the top and the bottom of the foot, and the quads that are involved with our knee flexion. It's also very nice because it does challenge our upright positioning with a full flexed knee. So if you are working on your squat mobility, this can have a really good carryover that way. Just as well, the ankles and the feet are the first line of defense for us. So when we are doing high impact things like running, cycling, or other sports, having more flexibility through our feet and our ankles will set us up for better success when we are going to be continuing to do those things that we love to do without getting hurt. Another reason that I chose the SISA position is because when we are running, sitting, cycling, doing anything like that, it's very rare that we ever actually take our knee through a full range of motion. And truly, I believe that this is a big reason why a lot of people deal with knee pain, because we don't have strength through that full range of motion. So the SISA position can be a really great way to start restoring quad flexibility and preventing knee pain. A good standard that we can chase for the SISA position is to be able to sit all the way down onto our heels with our toes pointed for a whole 2 minutes. The next of the flexibility standards that I want to talk about is actually the standing pike. The standing pike is the traditional flexibility test to be able to touch our toes. Although I would take this a step further, I believe that a good standard to be able to do in a standing pike is to be able to put your palms flat on the ground. So this is going to be very valuable because it is going to test our hamstring and our calf flexibility, which most people can agree we do want to keep very mobile. But it's also going to challenge our hips internal rotation. Most people are stuck in a position of internal rotation because of anterior pelvic tilt, which plagues quite a few people. So being able to control internal rotation will be really valuable for things when we start to push off or move through the gait cycle, or anytime we want to change directions. As well, the pike position also challenges our spinal flexion and make sure that we can segment through each vertebrae of the spine. A good standard to reach when we are chasing our standing pike position is to be able to put both of our hands flat on the ground with our feet no more than a couple inches apart and keeping our knees completely locked out. The third flexibility standard that we are going to be looking at is the passive bar hang. So this one is a little bit different than the other 2 because it is going to require a pretty decent amount of strength, especially in the upper body. This one can be very, very difficult for a lot of people who are maybe just starting out with their strengthening or flexibility journey. It can be especially difficult if you are carrying some extra weight because you have to be able to support your full body weight with just your hands suspended on a bar. So if this is one of the standards that you're really struggling with and you know you're carrying some extra weight, work on your nutrition start to track calories to really try to help speed up the process along to being able to reach this standard. It is very important because it's going to challenge our grip strength, which has a correlated effect with overall strength through our body, as well as it is going to be a really good test of shoulder mobility and rib cage mobility. A good standard to chase with the overhead bar hang is to be able to completely relax so that your shoulder comes up to your ears, as well as being able to hold on the bar for at least 1 minute. If you're struggling with the grip strength aspect of the bar hang, one thing you can start to do is just supporting your feet and trying to go limp and hang off of the bar with a little bit of assisted support. So one way you can do this is with a resistance band tied around your knees, or you can put 1 foot or 2 feet on a box and then let your upper body relax down. This is going to be a little bit easier version for people, but it is going to help still challenge and push that grip strength to be able to eventually work towards holding your full body weight. So that is all 3 of the flexibility standards that I think everyone should be able to do, especially if you are a runner or a cardio athlete when you're stuck in a very short range of motion. But of course, this applies to a general population and to people who sit a lot. So if for any reason you guys are struggling to achieve these flexibility standards and you really want to work on it, but you seem to keep stretching and not getting any more flexible, then feel free to go to my Instagram, send me a message, and absorb some of the content that I have out there for free. We'd love to talk to you more about your specific situation and see if there's anything we can do to help, or send you some resources, or even work together one-on-one for some customized coaching. Again, if you guys found this video helpful, it would be very much appreciated to like the video, share it with a friend who also is working on their flexibility, and to subscribe to the channel. I look forward to hearing from you guys about what you are looking for, what your journeys are, and if you have any ideas for future videos and future content, make sure to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear it. Until next time, thank you guys for tuning in.